Democracy cannot succeed unless those who express their choice are prepared to choose wisely. The real safeguard of democracy, therefore, is education. Remember, in the world of strife and division, the ballot still outmuscles the bullet. Good evening and welcome to Atn Politics. Atn Politics is the network's flagship program that discusses core political trends with relevant political stakeholders. Today on Atn Politics, we will be discussing core issues from different political landscapes. In Akwa Ibom, INEC begins 50-day voter registration, and 2027 Katsina APC endorses Tinubu rather for second term. Saraki rejects APC overture to Fintiri, and Senate resumes debates today after backlash. That's for Electoral Act. And don't forget to open for sponsorship of this program, jingles and advert placements, news and events coverage, personality, society and political interviews, products, service promotion and commercials. Watch us live on www.atlanticnetwork.tv, on Facebook and YouTube at Atlantic Television Network, on Apple TV channel 205, Lamens TV platform, iFastech platform, Apple TV, Nigeria TV, Eurocode TV. Connect with all Atlantic social, subscribe, like and share Facebook and YouTube at Atlantic Television Network, Instagram and TikTok at Atlantic TV Network 1, and on X at Atlantic TV Net. We're going to a short break. When we return, I'll introduce my guest on the show and we'll dive right into the stories for discussion. Do stay tuned. Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. Joining me on the episode of this show for today is Comrade Ibiwari JP, National Director, Funds and Grants, Society for the Welfare of Unemployed Youths in Nigeria, SWON, and Chairman Emeritus IYC Eastern Zone. Good evening, Comrade. Thank you for joining us on the show today.
Good evening. Thank you for having me.
All right, we'll move right into our stories. Thank you. For the day, Independent National Electoral Commission has commenced the 50-day continuous voter registration exercise across the 329 wards of Akwa Ibom State. The ward-level registration, which began on Monday, will run for 50 days. This was contained in a statement issued on Tuesday in Uyo by the INEC Head of Department, Voter Education and Publicity, Bukola Ojeme. Ojeme said the exercise was designed to bring voter registration closer to the grassroots, urging eligible citizens to take advantage of the opportunity. He explained that eligible voters could now register at their respective INEC ward collation centers across the 329 wards in the state, with 2 wards in each local government area attended to daily. The INEC spokesperson clarified that during the 50-day period, only the Commission State Headquarters Registration Center would remain operational, while registration activities at the 31 local government area offices will be suspended. The State Registration Center will be running, but the local government registration centers will move to the wards, attending to 2 wards each day. After 50 days, we will return to the local government offices for the remaining days for this phase, he said. Ojeme added that the INEC voter enrollment devices currently allocated to each local government would be rotated among the wards to ensure full coverage. To ensure transparency, he still disclosed that INEC had approved the timetable for the rotation of the enrollment devices, directing electoral officers to publicize it widely. Ojeme urged eligible citizens, especially those in rural communities, to seize the opportunity to register during the exercise. The INEC resumed the nationwide CVR exercise, the resumption which took effect on Monday. Comrade, this is INEC beginning a 50-day voter registration. I would love to get your thoughts on this development before we delve right into other questions for the day.
Thank you. INEC that's register environment. We are already into the nationality. Sometimes ineligible to vote in the forthcoming election. So,
Okay, Comrade, do you think this development would bolster the eagerness of eligible voters in participating in the forthcoming electoral processes, or because there seems to be a level of apathy on the side of the electorate? But do you think this development would encourage those who are qualified to go out there and get themselves registered in anticipation of the forthcoming election in 2027?
Yeah, definitely. When it concerns Nigerian youth, just like when a child wants to start school, the child gets excited eager. At the same time, society steps in. So for me, I know without being from the very first time, how that again, now we have all that artists, but as you make that to not under or on registration. I trust God. So the main eligible voters, most especially those who will be registered for the very first time, are excited to
Oh, okay, one more question, comrade. Is 50 days enough to ensure that these exercises effectively carried out, or that it should be done in phases? Or do you think it should be done in phases, or this 50-day period will be enough to effectively address all unregistered eligible voters?
Well, 50 days can never be enough. And and time and period for something to be done in this part of the world. The find it difficult because people will be reluctant in completely. So for me, the 50 days sentence can be set to not be enough. It's also to make everyone from one house visa to step up their game, making sure they obtain one. So I also agree that time frame is something that is very okay and lovable so that everybody can be up and doing, making sure that they obtain their PVC because no time to be enough whatsoever. Even if you take the whole give it, still find out some person to go work out and bring to register application. So this time period by any for me it's also okay so that everybody that is supposed to obtain it or maybe work from one work from another one to one must start and that's the
All right, comrade, thank you for your thoughts on that story. Move on to the next story on our discussion list. Stakeholders of the ruling All Progressives Congress in APC in Katsina State have endorsed President Bola Tinubu as their sole candidate ahead of the 2027 general elections. They also endorsed Governor Diko Rada as their sole candidate for the state's governorship election. The two leaders were endorsed Monday evening during a well-attended political rally at the Muhammadu Diko Stadium, Katsina, organized by the concerned APC Stakeholders Forum chaired by Senator Ibrahim Ida. The stakeholders who endorsed both leaders included all 7 political office holders at the state and federal levels, as well as past governors, deputy governors, state party chairmen, and other executives. Speaking, Governor Rada traced Katsina's long-standing political alliance with the Southwest, highlighting decades of mutual respect, cooperation, and shared sacrifices that have shaped Nigeria's democratic journey. He recalled the era of the late General Shehu Musa Yar'Adua, Katsina's historic support for Chief Moshood Abiola as Social Democratic Party SDP presidential candidate, and the strategic roles played by Katsina leaders in national politics. Governor Rada also highlighted the strength and unity of the APC in the state, noting that all 361 councillors, all 34 local government chairmen, and all 34 local government assembly members are members of the party. He further emphasized that every state assembly member, national assembly member, and the governor are APC members, adding this shows that the party is fully united and strong in the state. Directing his speech at the national chairman of the APC, Rada said, APC national chairman, hear me clearly today, Katsina APC is united, cohesive, and fully mobilized. By the grace of Allah, in 2027, Katsina will deliver support for President Tinubu that will rival and even surpass what Lagos can offer. Governor Rada further reassured that both his administration and the APC will continue to serve diligently, protect public interest, and strengthen the party across Katsina State and Nigeria at large. Earlier, APC National Chairman Professor Nentawe Yiwada commended Governor Rada for his leadership and progressive governance. He noted visible improvements across road infrastructure, water supply, education, healthcare, and other critical sectors, which inspired many to join the APC. Professor Yawada welcomed new members into the party, assuring them equal rights, opportunities, and privileges. and rather for a second term. I would love to get your thoughts on the story, comrade.
Okay, I heard you clearly concerning the Casino State APC and justice and the Republic Government for second term. Well, we all know that in the political era, as it were, in that as it may, in politics, was a very strategic in dealing with issues that concerns politics.
Okay.
Both in states and our leadership endorse the leadership of the party who happens to be president of the Federal Republic, as well as the governor of the state. It shows their overwhelming solidarity with each entity. And it further deepens the vote and encourages partnership to remain steadfast in her activities in solidarity with the endorsed personalities. I see it as high-profile politics where party faithfuls, leadership of the party, just president, governor, for a second term. For me, it's laudable for people to overwhelmingly give their unconditional support to their leadership at the national level. So that should be commended, and it's something that should be applauded all further. Again, that does not mean they are dissenting voices, because in as much as this endorsement is being done, we still have people who will be saying otherwise, even within the party, who will not also agree with the endorsements. But for now, we have not had dissenting voices. So what has built out the public state is the fact that the majority of APC in Katsina State are solidly behind the president and governor of Katsina. So that is what is going on for the now.
Okay, comrade, I know politics is a game of interest, and I know everyone is liable to their choices. But do you think such developments will create a fair playing field for other? APC is not the only party in Katsina State, even though it's a ruling party. But I'm not coming from their own angle. I'm coming from a general angle, on a general perspective. Do you think these overwhelming, like you said, the overwhelming endorsement is creating a fair playing ground for other political parties towards the forthcoming election for Katsina State, first of all, before the national level?
But for now, like I said, that the government does not also include the labor that there won't be dissenting voices. But for the now, what we are serving with the information at our disposal states clearly that majority of the APC in Katsina State shows their unflinching solidarity with Mr. President and Governor Raga Katsina State. So that does not mean they move the positions, and that does not mean that it will now be unfair playground for other opposing entities. It's for your position, be it in the party, intra or enter, to also strategize and put before the public, which should be done by their followers, to the fact that they are also having consenting voices to negate whatever investment that have been done as soon as possible. But for the now, what we know and what is in public domain is the fact that majority of party people prefer the President, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and Governor Rada Ron Sutanta. That is what it is. That's politics. That is interesting. But this is what they want.
Okay, comrade. Like you said, it is a developing is a new development, and we are looking forward to seeing if it's going to be a concrete one. Thank you for your opinion on that story. We're going to short break, and when we return, we'll continue with the rest of our stories. Do stay tuned. Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. We'll move right into the rest of our stories. As the All Progressives Congress APC steps up its pre-2027 recruitment drive, Nasarawa Governor Abdullahi Sule's move to woo Adamawa Governor Amadou Umaru Fintiri has met resistance, with former Senate President Bukola Saraki rejecting the overture. Sule yesterday called on his counterparts to consider joining the APC, saying his leadership style aligns with the values of the ruling party. He made the appeal in Yola during the launch of a book chronicling Fintiri's political journey and achievements in office, describing Fintiri as a tolerant and inclusive leader who relates well with both supporters and critics. Sule said such qualities reflect those of a progressive and transformative governor. Sule explained that his visit to Adamawa was part of ongoing engagement with governors across the country, including recent stops in Delta, Rivers, Enugu, Plateau, Taraba, and Kano. In a light-hearted moment, he brandished Tinubu's trademark cap, joking about the possibility of Fintiri adopting a similar political posture and joining the APC fold, referencing the recent defection of Kano State Governor Abba Kabe Yusuf of the New Nigerian People's Party. However, Saraki dismissed Governor Sule's recruitment bid. Saraki defended the performance of the People's Democratic Party in Adamawa under Fintiri, saying the overture was driven by opposition success rather than the ruling party's appeal. This came as the former Deputy Senate Majority Leader, Bala Naala, played down the political impact of recent defections to the All Progressives Congress, saying they do not automatically translate into victory at the 2027 general elections. Comrade, I'm sure you're familiar with the recent defections into APC that has been on the headlines. This is Saraki rejecting APC's attempt, or let's say APC's attempt in the states to woo Fintiri to join the party. I would love to get your opinion on the story.
We are aware that presently we are in full-scale politics, and as such, many people from is what to be in this present era. It's not alien to politics. However, whoever feels want to report from participating does that as a choice. But the generality or the overview of politics simply about interest. That interest can be personal, it can be entertainment interest also. As you are aware, Nigeria is experiencing a tsunami of defection of our respective parties into the Progressive Congress. As you speak, Lagos State has also been part of that group. So it's something that is not new to all of us. It's for the cartel and individuals to say, I want the part of defection from my party to that was why I said it's a choice of either personality material. And it also borders on who as a test and those who are cartel members, senators, in this era, what is effective otherwise, I will give kudos to the All Progressive Congress for stepping up their game, for making sure they are playing politics in top notch, for wooing respective critical members and entities of respective political parties into their party, strengthening their party from 2027 to we must commend our strategy and our participation. Democracy as it were. Because it's a system where you don't have there's a problem in our democracy because there must be constructive criticism as government people so that we check and balance the system so that everybody does not think that current issues are not right and issues concerning the masses are not going the best way it should be. So there should be an opposition party or parties as it were that will always making sure that we criticize constructively and making sure that governance is being felt by the generality of the people. So that is my take.
Okay, comrade, former deputy minority leaders in the person of Bala Allah recently played down the political impact of recent defections into the APC. He said that they do not automatically translate into victory at the 2027 general elections. Should I take that again? He said the current defections into APC does not automatically translate into a victory at the forthcoming 2027 general elections. What would be? I would love to get your thoughts on that statement.
Simply means that it's not part of the people. What he's saying in some quarter, it is saying that we need to go for because restrictions does not automatically guarantee victory in the field. As you know, that most of these defections does not really represent the majority of the interests of a certain class of people. Again, we are also aware that part of the yardstick that was used in the elections approaching former President Buhari was also noted that a lot of the persons were done across the country and objective parties so we all progressive Congress. That was used the last week for them to win that election. They have, when you talk to strategy that APC is using to move people to our party. But I will give the comment for the fact that defection does not guarantee victory. I will give it 30%. Because if majority of critical stakeholders depend on participate, automatically the party they are depending into gets majority of that solidarity and support. So ordinarily, a statistic view, it assumes that if majority of persons leaves a particular party and votes into a particular party, the party they are not voting get that overwhelming majority. So as such, I will also, in as much as I will not disagree with his opinion, but statistically, I believe that when majority of the people leaves a particular party and they get to a particular party, that particular party will get them to get the majority of the support. So ordinarily, that cannot also be used statistically to judge whether or not the defection.
All right, thank you so much, comrade, for your opinion on that story. As we move on to the last story for the day, Senate today resumed deliberation on the controversial Electoral Act Amendment Bill amid mounting public outrage and pressure over delays that critics say could jeopardize the credibility of the 2027 general elections. Newsmen guided that the upper chamber plans to conclude work on the bill and transmit it this week, following the inauguration of a 7-member and ad hoc committee mandated to harmonize senators' positions and resolve outstanding issues in the proposed legislation. The committee was constituted last Thursday after a 3-hour closed-door executive session, during which lawmakers subjected the Electoral Act Repeal and Enactment Bill to further scrutiny. The committee, which had 3 days to conclude the assignment, is expected to submit a report today, being Tuesday. Announcing the decision, the Senate President Godswill Akpabio said the panel was established to synthesize lawmakers' view and address concerns raised during plenary debate. Akpabio said the committee was given a maximum of 3 days to complete its assignment and submit its report by Tuesday to allow the Senate to resume consideration of the bill. Although the House of Representatives had already passed the bill, Akpabio stressed the need for due diligence before the Senate's concurrence. Akpabio said the committee was given a maximum of 3 days to complete its assignment and submit its report by Tuesday to allow the Senate to resume consideration of the bill. Although the House of Representatives had already passed the bill, Akpabio stressed the need for due diligence before the Senate's concurrence. This is a very important bill, especially as it is election time. We must take our time to ensure justice is done to all so that we do not end up at the tribunal, he said. According to the report of the Senate Committee on Electoral Matters, a clause-by-clause review showed that the proposed amendments would strengthen electoral integrity, enhance transparency, and boost public confidence in the electoral system. The committee therefore recommended the passage of the Electoral Act Repeal and Enactment Bill 2025 as amended, noting that the reforms could expand voter participation, curb electoral malpractice, and strengthen the institutional capacity of the Independent National Electoral Commission. Comrade, I would love to. The Senate today resumed debate on the Electoral Act after the backlash that was experienced. What's your take on such development?
Thank you very much. From my own candid and humble opinion, I think that matter concerning the electoral bill and that people will decide. Because if we want Nigerians, majority of Nigerians, to really holistically participate in the forthcoming elections, then we must, as a matter of urgency, start delay making sure that bill is being passed. Today, the overwhelming holistic sense of belonging of Nigerians who are electorates. Because over the years, there are very certain issues relating to electoral reforms, most recently the DBAS, rivers which in the presidential election was not functioning or malfunctioning. So for me, I don't think there should be any further delay whatsoever making sure this electoral act comes to the light of the day, so that Nigerians will have that confidence, as it were, to literally come out to vote and be voted for. Making sure that we have the very critical transition processes in our nation. So for me, I don't think there should be any further delay whatsoever making sure this electoral bill is being passed.
Okay, comrade, as a player in the political space, what do you think the common electorate will be looking at for as a result of this review of electoral act? What do you think the electorates are looking at for after these electoral act review?
Well, I know for free because I have been in different forums and different gatherings and discussions. What I know is the mind of our civil war fact that one, if they are so resolved that they are using electronic voting, that should be very difficult and it should not be done in a manner that will further reduce votes and put the electorate in the back foot. We should ensure that electronic voting or issuing election days, election if it is done electronically. I can give you a very critical example. The Georgia National Congress in our last election that brought the leadership of the president of the Georgia National Congress and an entity of Professor Benjamin Kaba. That election in the history of the generation and Nigeria applied is the best so far because it was done electronically, even if it's an ethnic nationality based, and once you vote, it automatically transmits to the result and see it happen in real time. That is the kind of system that the majority of us is expecting that to be done in whatever inform, whatever what they want to do, what any magic they want to do, they can do to making sure that anywhere anybody is, we should not be having one network issues that will be used as a yardstick to now say, no, we should go offline or we should go back to manual. We have gone back to see which are very reducing systems that Nigeria are tired of. We should ensure that voting should be done electronically, where once you vote, it transmits automatically to the result generated system, where don't have these issues or issues where we have been very confusing or making sure to discuss the humanity at the system. So for me, receiving as a matter of fact, this electoral reforms of act to ensure that everything is done in a holistic manner that will project Nigeria as a nation in the spotlight and not what now the two dots will happen. So that's my take on it.
All right, thank you, comrade, for your opinion on that story. And I want to thank you once again for being on the show this evening. It was a beautiful time with you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
All right, thank you so much, comrade. And this is where we wrap it up on this episode of Atn Politics. We are hoping for sponsorship of this program, jingles, advert placement, news and events coverage, personality, society, and political interviews, product, service promotion, and commercials. Watch us live on www.atlanticnetwork.tv or on Facebook and YouTube Atlantic Television Network, on Apple TV channel 205, online messaging platform, iFastech platform, Apple TV, Niger TV, Iroko TV. Connect with us on Atn Social, subscribe, like, and share. Facebook and YouTube Atlantic Television Network, Instagram and TikTok Atlantic TV Network 1, and on X at Atlantic TV Net. And don't forget, peace and unity are the pathways to progress. Thank you for watching. I am Favor, Chief Question Michael.